Good afternoon. Welcome to the worldwide premiere of the 8th episode of the Build Your Path series, The Life Cycle of an Electrician. In this video, we interview 3 union electricians in varying stages of their careers. Union apprenticeship is one pathway to becoming an electrician, and the other pathway is through a merit shop apprenticeship. To find out more about our merit shop apprenticeship opportunities in Maryland, you can visit our education map via the link below or visit mcci.org. Please stick around after the video because we'll have a Q&A with our sponsor, the Electrical Alliance. Please feel free to ask questions and give comments. We'll be able to answer them live. And now let's get to our premiere.
Any system that involves electrical wiring is usually installed and maintained by an electrician. Electricians play a major role in every aspect of our life. Every building has electrical power, communications, lighting, and control systems that are installed during construction and maintained after that. These systems power the lights, appliances, and equipment that make people's lives and jobs easier and more comfortable. Throughout this video, you'll learn about the life cycle of an electrician's career, what it takes to become one, the benefits, and how to advance in this meaningful career. Before we get to those conversations, we wanted to take a moment to recognize the title sponsor for this video, the Electrical Alliance. The Electrical Training Alliance was created over 70 years ago as a joint training program between the National Electrical Contractors Association, NECA, and the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, IBEW, aimed at training the best electrical workers the industry has to offer. Today, the Electrical Training Alliance has developed into the largest apprenticeship training program of its kind, having trained over 350,000 apprentices to journeyman status through a local affiliate programs. Electrical Alliance contractors deliver a better trained and better supervised workforce, comprised of electricians who receive intensive classroom and on-the-job training, all while earning a paycheck. For more information, visit electricalalliance.org. Now, let's hear from our experts. Shamaya is an electrical apprentice and is just starting her career.
Hi, my name is Shamaya Francis. I am an IBEW apprentice. I started in 2019 and I will be graduating next year in 2023. So my dad has been an electrician the majority of my life, so I grew up going on a lot of side jobs with him and getting to practice electrical work, which I really enjoyed. So fast forward to a few years ago, after I graduated college, I realized that I didn't just want to sit at a desk all day or, really be in front of a computer all the time. My dad then reminded me that the union had an apprenticeship, and the program I do is telecom, and that's only 3 years. So I thought, I'll just try it, but I ended up actually loving it, and I'm, couldn't be happier I made this choice. So to be an apprentice means that you go to work every day, Monday through Friday, but you also get to go to class every 2 weeks, so you're getting that supplemental education to your everyday job. The different levels that you can classify in the union can be an R worker, you can take the apprenticeship course, which either one of those tracks will then lead you to getting your journeyman's license, and then after that you can try to take your state licensing exam. So if you do the apprenticeship course, then you start off at a base salary and you get incremental raises as you complete the course. Every 2 weeks you go to class on a day instead of going to work, but you are also paid for going to class as long as you pass your test and you've done your homework. In my class, and I know the one before me and the one after me, there are no other females. I actually did meet a young lady though who's graduating high school this year, or just graduated, and she just told me yesterday that she got into the apprenticeship, she's got orientation coming up, so it's really exciting to know that another female is coming up in the ranks, and maybe I can help her through the experience. I would advocate for the trades because it's good, honest work that gives you a sort of sense of confidence that you can take raw materials and create something amazing. And in the world, you can have ideas, write it down on paper, think of something cool, but electricians, like the other trades, they're part of the people who actually make those ideas come to life.
Next up is Brian, a journeyman, well into his career, but still with room to move up.
My name is Brian Shekels, and I'm a journeyman with the IBEW, Local 26. I'm currently supervisor of large projects with the company I'm with now. Been there for multiple years. My father, when I graduated high school, said, "Hey, do you want to be an electrician?" Sounded good enough, didn't know anything about it, so I did it. And worked hard at it, and actually developed a real passion for it. Journeyman electrician is pretty much just a status really amongst union electrical contractors as far as the skill level of a worker, of an electrician. Lets everyone know that you've pretty much either completed a course or reached a status as far as your skills that you can do a certain level of work. But obtaining your journeyman's license really is, it's a feather in the cap. It's an accomplishment, you know, no different than a bachelor's or a master's or associate's. You know, it's a next step in the progression of what you're trying to become, whether you're going for your master's afterwards. You know, being a journeyman is part of that process and something that you have to do, working your way to that. So that's what it's all about. Certainly the trades offer such a great opportunity for the men and women to learn on the job, to earn while they learn, to really find out. You can have a job at 18, 19 years old and actually be the start of your career. All the late nights and early mornings will pay off. There's a great future in the trade. You just got to work hard at it.
Finally, we'll hear from Chad to tell you the benefits of becoming a master electrician.
Chad Biddick, Vice President of Field Operations with J.E. Richards. I'm an electrician by trade. Well, master electrician is someone that has tested above journeyman electrician. If you have a master electrician's license, you are in demand. They can pull licenses, they become insured, they can start businesses, they can work as master electricians for businesses that don't have a master electrician. It just provides much more opportunity. They're also responsible for the work that goes in to make sure it is being done to code. I didn't feel like I had a lot of opportunities when I was 18 years old. I would like the 18-year-olds today to feel like there's a world of opportunity in front of them.
Electricians are crucial to everyday life, and more are needed every day. Get into a great career that allows you to move up easily without college debt. Be part of the workforce of tomorrow by preparing today. Check out the education map in the description below and search electrician or electrical to find training or high school programs near you. Have any questions? Comment below and we'll do our best to help. You can also reach out to the Electrical Alliance directly at electricalalliance.org. Electrical Alliance, wired for growth, uplifting generations, securing futures.
Well, there you have it. There's a premiere of our newest episode of the Build Your Path series, The Life Cycle of an Electrician. I'm Jennifer Sproul, president of the Maryland Center for Construction Education Innovation. We're the nonprofit behind the Build Your Path series. Our mission is to inspire, educate, and connect a diverse population to careers in the built environment. And I'm joined here today with representatives from our title sponsor, the Electrical Alliance. Before we get to the Q&A portion, can you each take a moment to introduce yourselves? Right. Go ahead, JT. You can start first.
Hi, I'm JT Thomas. I'm the executive director of the Washington, D.C. NECA chapter, which is the National Electrical Contractors Association.
Nice to see you, JT. Joe?
Hi, my name's Joe Dabbs. I'm the business manager of IBEW Electricians Union, Local 26, that serves the Washington, D.C. metropolitan area.
Nice meeting you, Joe. And Mike?
Hi, I'm Mike Miller. I work for the JATC, Joint Electrical and Training Committee. I'm an assistant director and journeyman wireman.
All right, nice to meet you all. So now we're going to dive into some questions we have for you. And we just watched the video talking about the 3 stages to someone's career. There are obviously little micro stages in between. But let's get in with Joe. Why are you an advocate for the trades personally?
Well, I'm an advocate because of the career path that it's provided myself. It's afforded me the opportunity to live the American dream, buy a home, raise a family. I went to college, so I know what that's like. The better fit for me was to work in the building trades and the electrical industry. They're at the forefront. They're the cutting edge of the industry. You have to continually upgrade your skills. So it keeps you challenged all throughout your career. So it's been a good fit. I've enjoyed it.
That's great, Joe. And so we did hear in the video that Shemaya said that she was the only woman in her apprenticeship class. And we know that statistically, women probably make up less than 4% of tradespeople in the whole industry, not just electricians and not just at IBEW. But the number of women in the construction on a whole is rising, topping out over 1 million women in the construction industry for the first time this year. So what steps is IBEW taking to attract more women to your apprenticeship program?
So the steps we're taking, we're very active in that part of the industry. We have a very robust commitment to women in the trades through our community outreach programs. We sponsor the Washington Divas football team. We're also active with the local area women's soccer team. Both of them promote women within our industry. So those have been two great partnerships. We also have many other partnerships and coalitions we work with in the faith-based community. They help spread our message. We have a very active women's club within our union. They promote the industry within school systems, and they take the message down to the younger people in the middle schools and the high schools to show them that they've actually achieved a great career in the industry, and show them that people that look like them are in the industry. You can make a great career, and after 30 or 40 years, have a secure retirement and health care.
That's really awesome. I'm a firm believer if you can see it, you can be it, and bringing those women, those success stories into schools lets those young girls know that they can be it. That's really awesome. I appreciate your work in that. So we're going to switch over to JT. How does the Electrical Alliance and the union in general invest in its workers?
Well, one way that we invest in our workforce is by offering the highest pay in the industry. From our apprentices to our journeymen, our contractors provide wages that are the most competitive out there in construction. Another way that we invest in that workforce is by offering the best-in-class benefits to all of our employees out in the field, from healthcare, eye care, dental care, and pensions. Ours is best in class. So, and then a third way that we invest in our workforce is by the millions of dollars that our contractors contribute to our training facilities and to the education and training of all the people that are working out in the field, from the apprentices to the journeymen, in order to help them advance their careers.
Absolutely. It's great. I'm sure knowing that pathway and what they need, what the available options are to them, really helps keep them motivated to succeed. Awesome. All right. So Mike, what's one thing that you would tell an apprentice who is just starting out? What to expect?
I had trouble coming up with one thing. So yeah, there's so many things to talk about, really. And when I first start to think about what to mention, my mind went to some of the quirky things about being in the construction industry. You know, I noticed at the beginning of the video you showed some workers, and they seemed to be probably in a prefab shop.
Yep, they were.
Where the lighting was pretty good, the conditions looked pretty good, you know. But I think for myself, stepping onto a job site for the first time, it was a very different environment from what I was used to. So, and it was, you know, a little challenging in some ways, but great in a lot of ways. And so that takes some getting used to. But that's the quirky stuff, right? I mean, I think the larger picture of expectations is really talks to some of the core ideas that we like to promote. And that is, you know, the expectation of just a great opportunity when you come into the electrical trade. So, you know, we give the opportunity for some free training, where in most cases you have to pay for training and then later pay off that training. But the opportunity is there for 5 years of schooling in the apprenticeship without really putting any money down. So we pay for all that training, books, and even include stipend checks, like was mentioned by the apprentice. When you complete your assignments and attend class and do those things you're supposed to do, then we're actually paying you to be there, not just paying for the training. So, you know, good pay, healthcare, an exit strategy in the form of a pension and annuity when you retire. Those are the great opportunities that I think really need to be stated. And the other thing I would say as far as expectations is probably structure. So you should expect a very structured environment when you come into the apprenticeship. We have a statement of policies that we stick to that's going to dictate when you can reclass, what your grades need to be like, when you can complete the program. And there's a lot of a structure associated with field work too. Rules set by the contractor and working agreement rules that all come into play. So if you do well in a structured environment and you're able to take advantage of opportunities, I think this is a great place to be.
That's awesome, Mike. As someone who, 20 years after graduating from college, finally paid off her last loan, and it's pretty awesome to think that not only are you not delaying your earning potential with the 4 years of school first, you're in school while you're earning. To not have any debt is a huge advantage, especially today with the rising cost of higher education. So that's really awesome. And the like I had mentioned earlier, just knowing what to expect, I think is really something that is missing a lot of times in many career paths. So to have it laid out for you like that is really great.
And we do our best to try to have a very educated applicant. So and offer them resources so they can do that research ahead of time. We want this to be a good fit for both the applicant and for us. So
absolutely, because we all know construction is not an easy pathway at all. Like you mentioned earlier, yes, we were in prefab shop mostly because to film on a construction site is almost impossible these days. But also most of the construction is in not conditioned spaces. You're outdoors,
right.
You're in the weather or whatnot.
Yeah, it's a bit like camping.
Exactly. Awesome. All right. So I think, Joe, back to you. How does you already alluded to this a little bit earlier, but how does being an electrician allow you to have the lifestyle that you wanted? What are some of the benefits?
So the lifestyle, being an electrician, you can start right out of high school. You could come to us after college. You could change careers. We provide all of the training, like Mike was alluding to, and we'll get you trained up so you can go out in the industry and be successful. It affords you the opportunity to live a middle-class life, like the other gentlemen have spoke about. Raise a family, buy a home, retire with dignity. You don't pay for the training. That's all part of our program. We pay for that. You're trained by people out on the job as well as in the classroom. But my experience was the people that I would work with, the older gentlemen, they're teaching you life skills along the way. So, like Mike says, it's a structured environment, but when you're out in the field, you're going to meet people that have they've made this their career as well. So it's like a family atmosphere, and they help you train. They want you to be successful. They want you to have a good life, a good lifestyle. Just be comfortable with what you do, work safe. So there's a lot of benefits. There's a lot of advantages. The work for an electrician right now is abundant. Our career and our trade changes all the time. So we offer continuing education as well as the basic education for people that are just starting out. I liked it. A lot of people I grew up with were career people, were building trades people. So it's good, honest living. Not easy. You're outside, you're out in the heat, you're out in the cold. But it offers a lot of other career paths as well. I mean, you can become a project manager, an estimator. There's a lot of technology in it now with the BIM systems, the Revit systems of how they actually coordinate the jobs together. There's a lot of back office positions as well. They're looking for financial people. They're looking for accountants. And then there's, as you saw earlier in the video, the telecom. That's a whole nother field within our industry. Fire alarm field's a whole nother field within our industry. So the opportunities, one of the gentlemen mentioned, opportunities when they were younger. we have so many, but you don't see it at the forefront. You're just looking, maybe to become an electrician. But when you get engaged, you'll see many, many opportunities that'll lead to a long, lengthy career. So you don't have to think about it that I'm going to be outside in the heat or the cold for the next 40 years. That's not the case. A lot of people start there, but they move on to other positions. And a lot of the owners of the companies that we work with, they started out in the apprenticeship program. They started out in the field. They learned the trade from the ground up, and they've been very successful. They've moved up through the ranks, started their own businesses. They employ a lot of people for us. So it's neat. It's exciting. So if anybody has any type of interest, I encourage them to log on to our website, take a look around, call us, stop by, and we'll certainly work with you if you're interested in the business part of it. Behind the scenes in the office, we have a robust program for that as well. So
it's awesome, Joe. It's something that we promote heavily here at MCCI, is that there's no linear pathway in the construction industry. No matter where you enter, you can go literally anywhere, all the way up to owning your own business. So it's especially true in the electrical career. And I know one thing that you didn't mention, that some of our one part of being an electrician that you didn't mention, that some of our listeners and viewers might be interested in, is the fact of affect the environment. There are huge climate change goals by 2030, and I know we don't have enough electricians in the world to meet those goals. So becoming an electrician, you can literally save the planet by helping install electrical vehicle chargers and solar panels and all those things. So I think there's a whole other part of being an electrician that many people don't think about. Okay. So one last question for you, Joe. If you had to do it all over again, would you do anything differently?
No, I wouldn't. I've enjoyed the career, particularly the people I've met along the way that I've got to know and work with. Just fantastic people, industry leaders, leaders of the companies, the amount of passion and care that they have for the work that's installed, for the employees. Like you mentioned, things are evolving, things are changing. So we're heavily engaged in the wind, the solar, the charging stations. And if that's your passion, to help with the climate change and the environmental change and save the planet, we are so heavily involved in that right now. It's a great place to be. So, and that's just more opportunities for the workers, because I can tell you, the technology in this trade, it changes by the week, by the day, by the minute. There's always something new that's coming out. It's all data driven. We're heavily in the data center world, and that just ties into every aspect of your life. Everything you do on your computer, your cell phone, the pictures you take, whether you're in a grocery store, a retail store, everything's tied back to the technology. And it's crucial that we stay on top of that and that we manage our resources well. And we're there, we're doing it. That's another reason it makes it so exciting. So each day is different, and that's another part of the excitement. So you're not stuck in one career path. This changes all the time, and there's lots of opportunity. And at the end of the day, you can step back, see what you did. It's a lot of fun, very rewarding.
Awesome. Thanks, Joe. I mean, if it wasn't for you guys, we wouldn't be on this broadcast right now. Didn't have electricity or internet to get it going. So appreciate all your hard work. All right, before we go, I wanted to thank you again as the sponsors for your support on making this video. Without your generous support, our work would not be possible at MCCI. So for any of you watching that would like to be involved with MCCI and potentially sponsor your own film, we'll drop the link to our sponsorship form in the comments. There are 1,000,001 ways to engage with us and encourage more people to join the ranks of our industry, and it's a great one. Finally, I'd like to thank our video production firm, Rockshore Media, for doing a fantastic job on this video. And thanks for watching. Like and subscribe to our video so you don't miss the next one. Have a great one.